Hey everybody, it's Sabrina, your host of About This Aging Thing. She's still here.
I am.
And we're excited to continue to have her. Thank you, Mistress Angela.
I have a new tambourine with me today. Y'all see the one? Y'all know who this is for. It's April.
You know, somebody asked me about your birthday yesterday and was showing me something, asked me did I want to go in and get you this. I was like,
oh.
I said, first of all, her birthday is in May.
It's coming.
Second of all,
it's less than 5 weeks away.
I don't know if I want to be participating in this. But
okay, you should.
It's cute though.
Okay, that's what's up.
It's cute.
That's what's up.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I was like, who said we had to get her a gift? What? So,
tourist season is
first of all,
here.
I want to thank you for doing the Easter special with me on Sunday. Had a good time, and this is our month. We said we were going to start celebrating last Sunday for the month of April. To commemorate the 1 year of having a podcast. Yay! I want to thank everybody who's been on the show. There's a couple of people who are coming back to be on the show again. I know Christopher has been on the show twice. Appreciate him representing the men and giving us some good, we still fight, but
yes, as you should.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my brother. So thank you. I just want to say thank you for those who support. For those who share, for those who, like. It's a little hot, so we can start sweating.
It is. It's springtime.
Ooh.
Can I just say? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Who else I want to thank? Look, I'm saying thank our sponsors.
Our sponsors.
We got no sponsors
The
yet.
past and the future.
Yeah, but I am manifesting. It's coming. What are you gonna say?
Right there, past and future. New things for the new year.
Yes.
Celebrating the people that do like and share.
Thank you.
So
thank you, people who like. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sending those direct messages as well.
Yes. And the questions.
Yes,
We're going to keep that going, y'all. We're going to keep that going.
Yeah. So
ask Mistress Angela. They can get a little saucier if y'all want to.
Saucy. I like saucy.
I like year of abundance.
I like spicy.
We expect to continue growing this year of 8.
Absolutely.
Very excited. First quarter was great. Right? We're into the second quarter.
And technically in astrology, this is the first of the year. Spring is considered the first.
I like that.
So we kicking off a new year again.
I like that.
That part.
New beginnings all the time. Every day is a new beginning.
It's the season, springtime.
Every day. Yeah.
Hence the pollen count here in Atlanta.
I don't know why we're talking about the pollen count. Go ahead.
Because it's hard to be sexy when pollen count is outrageous. You hear me? This thing was the third highest in history.
Let me knock on some wood. I don't have that issue. Go ahead.
I have to take like 2 showers a day. I don't know what this
wow.
Because pollen really, it gets into your system.
Your clothes.
Yeah. Hair.
Wow, I didn't think about that. I just shake my hair and
right. So you got to shower again before you get in the tub. Before you get in your bed. So.
Oh yeah.
So how can you make that sexy? I'm just saying.
I'm not touching it.
There was an 8,700 and something pollen.
I'm not. Wow.
So I'm done.
It says the highest in history.
The third highest in
history.
Since they started doing the counts in 1901.
What a random fact.
It is, I'm full of random stuff sometimes.
That's a really random fact.
It is.
But I feel bad for people like you and my daughter who suffer. My daughter can't even touch the handle of her car door. She got to go out there with a tissue or a napkin or a glove.
I'm off camera, sorry.
Oh. It's going to be that kind of show, y'all. So listen, if you see us sweating, it's because it's kind of hot, and I refuse to turn the air conditioner on.
I was looking for a fan.
I refuse.
I'm going to pass
I do have fans, though. You want to go get it? Go get the fan.
Can I go get a fan?
Yeah, go in that room and look
break.
in the drawer on the right and open the drawer, and you'll see 2 fans in there.
Okay.
To the right.
Because you're trying to burn me.
So, some people have asked me about the background while Mrs. Angela's going to find a fan. Y'all know we keep it real. We don't retakes. We just keep going. This wall is a mural that I did. I'm a graffiti artist as well as an abstract artist. I know some people are like, you do a lot. I do a lot of things. This is one of the things I love doing is painting with acrylic or oil. That drawer on the right, the one closest to the wall, the little drawer on the right at the top. And what was I gonna say? Oh, so some people have asked me about this. I actually was looking for wallpaper, and I found some wallpaper that was like graffiti, but None of them did exactly what I wanted them to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to paint it myself. And I did. And it's, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Half of Brooklyn, half of Queens.
Are you telling your life story?
2 years in South Carolina. Yeah, I'm doing all this because I get the opportunity.
Okay.
And people always say I don't tell enough about myself. Ooh, yes, nice.
A breeze.
Oh, you gave me the good fan. That's so nice. Hey, you want this one?
No, this is
Yeah,
cool.
this
I
one.
like the words that's on this one.
I didn't know there was words on there.
It's in Spanish.
Oh, so
Rico.
I did it myself, and one day I'm just like pan it so you guys can really see it. But it's an ode to New York. It's a lot of my neighborhood or childhood things on there that mean something to me. And there's a lot of stuff that doesn't mean anything. It's just abstract art mixed with the graffiti. So just sharing the background because someone did ask me about it from last week's show. What was that? What was that filter? They asked me if it was a filter. Where did I get it from? I was like, it's my wall.
It's a one of a kind.
Yeah, it's a one of a kind. I needed a little wow factor when you walk in, so I like this wall. So anyway, back to you. You back? You feeling better?
I'm back.
So we keep it real. I tell you, we don't do no retakes.
We don't have drinks today. We don't have nothing.
Oh, we don't have nothing. We just raw. I'm sorry.
This is what happens
Is
after a
that
year.
your glass right there?
It is. I hate to get it.
Get it. Go
I'll
ahead.
be right back. It's April.
I don't know why I'm not thirsty. I should be. Woo.
Okay.
But on these streets.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm here with you.
Are you good now?
I am good.
Oh, you need anything else? Ice pack? You good? We got
I
ice
need to
pack.
get a massage. But I'm gonna schedule one this
It's not-
week. I'm gonna
yeah,
schedule
we're
one
not
this
gonna
week.
do that on the
No,
show.
we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
She
So,
asked though. Yes.
we're talking today about, is it too late? Is it too late to do what it is you want to do? Do you feel like you're running out of time? Do you feel like you're too old to do blank? Are people telling you you're too old? Are you staying in, we were just talking about someone who is staying in a relationship that they are miserable in just because they're so afraid to be alone. They're in their 50s and they're so afraid to be alone that they rather be with someone they're miserable with than to be with themselves.
Wow.
And we were saying how sad that was. And so I was like, we should talk about not just that, not just relationships, but there are people who are miserable in their jobs, who feel like they have too much invested, who don't want to start something new at this age. And that's fine. That's your choice. But for me, I just want to make sure, I want to talk about, if you make those decisions, how can you still have joy?
True.
And be happy in those decisions. I'm not in my fourth quarter yet. I'm in my third quarter. However, you in the third quarter too? What you like?
I know I am. That's why I'm laughing.
However, I have decided and have been determined all my life to not be miserable. And also, I'm not going to spend the latter part of my life, I don't know how many years I got left before things start really breaking down.
Facts.
I almost thought I was going to get away with it. Remember? I was like, ooh,
It's gonna catch you sooner or
I don't
later.
have no pain.
All right.
I spoke way too soon.
But then that's how you live your life too, right?
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to release the pain?
Right. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, so
But anyway, so I wanted to talk about the things that we can do, and we have Mrs. Angela, our resident sexologist, as well as a great person to bounce things off of. She has some really good stuff. Sometimes you'd be so surprised because she's so wise. We're so silly together, and then when she says something so profound, I'm like, dang, that's true.
I appreciate
It's real.
that.
So we're gonna talk to Mrs. Angela about what she thinks. I apologize if the camera's shaking. Let me stop moving.
It's
stop
today.
Talking.
It's today.
We're in retrograde.
We're in
and what
Mercury
else?
retrograde.
Yeah, so
we're between a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse, so it's a lot going on in the universe. Right?
I left my keys in the house twice today. I haven't done that in years.
You did.
The last time you hear me say I left my keys.
That part.
I'm just going. I had to release all that. But that's what we're talking about today. Is it too late to make the changes you want to make? It doesn't have to be drastic changes. I said this one thing, then I'm gonna turn it over to you. About a year ago, I posted a mattress on the floor. It wasn't mine. It was a mattress on the floor, but I have lived this way. I lived on a blew up bed for a minute.
We all have somewhere along.
But it was a mattress on the floor, a lamp, and it said, would you choose this if you had complete peace versus a luxurious, bedroom with I'm trying to think of a nice word with no peace. I just put it there.
With a little piece. Let's say that.
And that post got over like 100, which is a lot because compared to what the show has really usually getting. A lot of responses really fast, like in 24 hours, really fast. And I think a lot of people, it just resonated with them. Some people were like, I would never do that. I would never start over in my 50s or my 60s. I would never do that. Some people have started new things in their 60s. Like one of our guests, Cheryl, she started bodybuilding at 63. And now she competes at 68 and is about to be 69 and got a body like a 30-year-old. So I don't think it's ever too late. And I think it's a myth when people say, oh, your body won't respond. That's not true at all. Because when I was working out with the personal trainer, my body responds really well. It has really great muscle memory.
Right.
Even at my age now. So anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm going to stop rambling. I'm about to go into the
It's Mercury retrograde.
rabbit hole.
It's the first of the
I'm
month,
going to let
right?
Mr. Daniel talk about it. So speak on it, Mr. Daniel. Speak.
So
is it too
the
late?
question, is it too late?
For whatever.
She just batted your lashes.
I did.
She just batted her lashes.
Are you too old for
Again,
lashes?
I'm the shy
sorry.
one.
I'm sorry.
I'm the shy one.
All right, go ahead. What?
You know, I'm the one that's gonna say no. It's never too late, right? Like what
Right.
you just said. Because every day is a new day, and I think sometimes we put ourselves in these boxes that we have to be a certain thing in a certain way, and when we don't fit into it, we start to feed into that narrative that it's too late. That I've been doing it this way for so long that I shouldn't change it, right? And real talk is a lot to change things. It's a lot when you're contemplating the decision, but once you make up your mind, it's not a lot. Once you decide you're going to work out, or I'm going to commit to this because I don't want to be this way, then it's a simple fix as you getting up and doing it, right? But when you're making excuses and you're like, I'm not really ready to give this up yet, then that's when you start to say, well, it's too late. This is comfortable. This is easy. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to start over a new job. All the things we tell ourselves. But it's so many times, a perfect example for me is Jennifer Lopez, right? I'm going to use it for a reason. I'm using it for a reason. Several eyes. She has no problem getting up and doing something different, right? Like she has reinvented herself over and over again, but she's still a singer at heart or a performer or entertainer. If it's marriages, she does her thing. We might not agree with what she does and how she does it sometimes, right? But she is not fearful of, well, we don't see it, whatever she works through, of just doing something different, doing it a different way. And there are many examples of that in later in life. Like you said, the person that came on the show with the bodybuilding. And that gives you hope when you see somebody else do that.
Right.
It's like, oh, I could try to do something like that. Maybe not the same thing, but yeah, maybe I can start doing yoga again and have my leg, this way or that way, right? Do it kind of consistently. Okay.
I'm not touching it. Go ahead.
Well, I am a sexologist.
No,
right?
I'm not touching it. You tried to get me. You almost pulled me in.
I almost pulled it down a rabbit hole, right? But I think living your dream is a part of the process of living life. We're all given talents and gifts, and if you don't use those gifts, I think that's what puts us in that box as well. Yeah. Live your dream. If you want to have a beach house, or if you want to get married again and you're 65, then do it. Or 75 or 80.
So, I'm glad you brought that up.
That was serious because she took a deep breath, didn't she?
Because I was trying to think of how I don't think most people have a problem with you getting married at an older age. I think most people have a problem when you have the audacity to want to celebrate it and have like a big wedding or want to do like a bachelorette. I've heard people talk about people like, why are they doing that? They've been married several times before. Just go ahead and get married. But I said my answer to that is it's their first time marrying that person.
Absolutely.
They can do whatever they want to do.
And it's a different relationship.
You don't have to go. Yeah.
Come or not come.
Celebrate.
But if I want to have a big wedding because we want to have a good time, whatever the situation may be, then we can do that. We're not asking for anybody's support in it.
Exactly.
Come celebrate or you don't celebrate.
Right.
They can kick rocks, but anyway.
See, that's without no shoes on.
Without any shoes on.
That's right. No shoes. No shoes. We're not speaking proper grammar. Right.
No shoes.
Right. Exactly. And so marriage, a new job. Now there is a lot of ageism.
Correct.
There's a lot
or starting
of
a new
ageism.
Business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ageism is real. I deal with that myself. I have to deal with sexism and ageism. On a daily basis,
I bet.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in a male dominated area of the work I do. So.
She's not talking about the sexology.
Oh,
She's
no, I'm talking about the other stuff that I do.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we multifaceted over here.
We are.
But I was gonna say ageism. I have like going for contracts and send in my proposal and my resume and get a call and they're like, oh, this looks so awesome. Da, da, da. And then they real slick now about how to find out. They're not supposed to legally ask you how old you are.
Right.
But what they do is they ask you when you graduated from college. And then they try to do the math.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, they're going to go in another direction.
Right.
I'm just saying. It's happened way too many times. Yeah. Now, I don't think it's ever too late to start your own business. I think the longer you live, the wiser you are, the more you've learned. And if you have the tenacity and the energy, then do it. You don't have to quit your job. I mean, most people are retiring now, and retirement is a great time to start a new business. You don't have to use up all your savings or your pension.
And you have to do it full time. You do it kind of like if you're at that age and you want to stay active and it's something you really have a passion about. Photography, you know, it could be anything.
Right.
You know, maybe having a bar at the beach. I don't know, right? That sounds really good, but
it does.
It does, doesn't it?
We often talk about just living on the beach.
That part, and it's gonna happen.
Just getting one old big house, and it's a few of us that wanna just pay one person to come take care of us when we're old.
Well, I don't move there before then too, so.
We can still enjoy it,
right?
Before the nurse comes.
That part, well, the nurse is gonna have to be fine and fit.
Are we getting a male nurse?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Oh, absolutely.
That's smart. Now I have a guy friend he's like a brother to me. I'm not talking about our Christopher because he is my brother, but I got a few male friends in my life.
Absolutely, we do.
Who are like brothers, and so we were talking yesterday. I was kind of worried about him. He came by. He didn't look so great. He looked kind of tired. He just walked in complaining about how he was feeling. And I hadn't seen him in a while, so I was like, I'm not gonna go in on him right now.
Right.
You know, usually we were like, get yourself together.
Right.
But I didn't do that. I just let him go ahead and get it out because I hadn't seen him in months. And then today he called me to ask me a question, and he mentioned it. He's like, I think I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'm not feeling like myself. I'm tired. I have low energy. Blah blah blah. So I was like, I'm so glad you brought this up because I was worried about you yesterday. I know we all have bad days, but I feel like we can't let ourselves go.
Yes, and sometimes we do, right?
Sometimes we do. Those are our days when you could be. I mean, you see me at my worst. But I'm not going outside like that.
Right. But
you catch me at Kroger looking crazy, I'm probably in a
or we
really
catch you on
day.
the phone at a certain time, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing that.
So anyway, the reason I bring that up is we were talking about doing some new things, and I didn't ask him if he thought it was too late. Like we're talking about it now, is it too late? But I felt like he was almost giving up. Like he's almost settling into. He said this to me out loud. I have come to the realization that I'm an old man.
Wow.
He said, and I've accepted it.
Wow.
I've accepted that I'm an old man. Ask me how old he is. 56. He's 56.
Right.
And I'm like, what? I was like, I said, you keep that over there.
Right.
That's exactly what I told him. I said, he was on one side of the table, I was on the other side. I said, you keep that over there. I said, I'm not feeling that energy at all. Right. I know you don't mean this. You're having a bad day. Not that you can't accept how old you are.
Right.
I know
how you do it.
Exactly. But to succumb to the old notion that you should be sitting in a rocking chair because you're over 50.
Right.
I'm not succumbing to that.
Right.
No. If I feel like sitting in a rocking chair, I will.
Right.
I'm not gonna be fake about how I'm feeling. And he's not. He's being genuine.
He's being genuine
about how he's feeling.
Yeah.
But I also know what he's capable of, and I'm just so glad the day he said I'm going to the doctor because he knew yesterday wasn't who he was. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm glad he went to the doctor as well, but a lot of times it's the things we do to ourselves, right? That cause us to feel bad. If it's, I can tell a difference when I eat certain foods, right? Then I'm sluggish. Or like right now, it's allergy season, it's kicking my butt. I could easily say, well, it's worse because I'm getting older.
Right.
Maybe it is. Or maybe it's just that it's time for you to leave certain foods alone.
Absolutely.
Because you do have these allergies, and it's a lot worse because of whatever's going on in our society and on our planet. It depends on how you spin the tail. You know what I mean? So yes, we are getting older.
And he does love a drive-through. He loves to drive.
Yeah.
He loves to drive through.
You know, how you feed your body makes a huge difference.
Yep.
Yeah, how you feeding yourself.
I was just talking to somebody about that over the weekend, about the changes that I'm going to make. Things I used to do that I stopped doing that I'm going to go back to doing. Just because I want to feel better. And I know a lot of how we feel has everything to do with how we eat.
Yes.
And I'm not going to talk about Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to talk about Popeyes.
No.
I'm not going to talk about them because I'm not going to talk about
Right.
how many ingredients are in their chicken. I'm not. I'm not, because I know a lot of people, and I love it too.
Right.
And I stopped ordering the chicken. However, when I heard it, it hurt my heart.
It hurts your heart.
It hurt my heart.
It hurts.
Because they make you feel like they're giving you the most healthiest.
Oh, absolutely. But there's so much sodium in it, it doesn't make any sense. But then on the flip side, though, right? It's not always about leaving everything alone unless that's your personality.
It's moderation.
It's about moderation. Because if I decide I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do, and I decide I want something special, like, I remember such and such. I think I wouldn't mind having that today. Then I know to do it in a moderation space and know what the impact is going to be on me if I choose to do that. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, is it too late to change your diet? Absolutely not. Some people are like, I lived this long. I heard somebody say yesterday on social media, my grandmother lived 103 and she ate red meat all day long. So I'm not worried about that. That's your grandmother, and then she really lucked up on that. And it's not. I'm not judging people who eat red meat. I'm just saying that, like you said, it's in moderation.
Right.
So
then food is produced differently than it was when the grandparents was alive.
They didn't have the technology they have back then. Inject all the things.
Right. It was things were growing on the farm. You know, it was a local produced produce that you picked up. You went to the farmer's market. You went to these small markets and stuff. And now things are so mass produced that it's done in a whole different light. So eating certain things or changing the quality of what you eat or whatever you do is huge, because nothing's really made the same at all.
So it's not too late. I know there are some people, see what I want to say, I'm not going to name the gender. I'm just going to say there are some people that have a harder time not being stuck in their ways than others. And I know both genders can be guilty of it, but I know one is stronger than the other. And they're like that about a whole lot of things. They're like that about relationships. They're like that about what they eat. They're like that about how they move. I've never done that. I know people that don't go anywhere, who've never gone anywhere. That's okay. That's okay, but it's not too late. Right. Like, some people want to do something different, but now they're afraid to do it.
So how do you get out of that fear, right?
Yeah, how do you get out of that?
When you get out of the fear, you have to take a moment. Somewhere along the line, you have to take a minute just to pause. Start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't go over 15. Just pause for a minute and think about a situation that's causing you a lot of stress, right? Maybe it's work, maybe it's you can't get through to your kids or your partner or whatever the situation may be. Just pause for a second and just kind of do a survey in your mind, like, what's really going on? Why is this bringing me so much aggravation, right? I do this myself all the time because I'm a stubborn person. Sometimes, just a little bit. Just un poquito.
So glad this is being recorded.
Un poquito. I'm a Taurus, right? But I'm stubborn for a reason, right?
Did you just say un poquito? Oh, you went bilingual. Okay,
I did. Hey, Puerto Rico. I love you, sis. But where was I at? So we get frustrated and we shut it down. So what's causing the real frustration? When I get really mad when I'm in traffic, it's really because I didn't give myself enough time to get to where I had to go. And now everything that everybody's doing is agitating me. Now, granted, there are some times when people really do some special stuff when they're driving. Not taking that away. They earn that right for me to look at them like they're crazy, right? But when it's me and I realize that, so what you need to do is do something different. It's not too late to do something different. If when I went through a major crisis in life, I think a lot of times we do major shifts when something happening, or you're upset at work. Maybe you had a bad review at work and you're ready to quit, or you want to do something different. Pause and see what it is that you really want to do, and then just start with a small step. Like, you know what? I think I want to. What do you want to change? What is it that's bothering you? Is it your partner's not spending enough time with you, or maybe when you're together, they're on a computer or the phone all the time? And honestly say, hey, this is what I need, and that's a huge change in the shift, because you're owning what you need, and you allowing yourself the space to be a bigger and free spirit.
So it's never too late to change the way you communicate.
No.
And some people who are in these relationships who've been married for 40, 50 years and they're still vibrant, but they're almost looking at somebody else because their partner has gotten so comfortable that they just kind of almost like you just said, that whole scenario you just painted. I just saw that. You got to communicate, and they have to be willing to meet you there.
Right.
Do something different. Let's get up and go outside.
Absolutely.
Something.
And if you don't know how to communicate anymore, then go get some help, right?
Right.
Get a coach, get a therapist, or get whatever. Somebody can be a referee between the two and get you both to see the same size. But it's not too late at all.
I don't think it's ever too late to change and make your relationships better. Even with your kids. I know some people who are not speaking to their children because of something that happened 5 years ago, or they feel like they've lost control because their kids are adults now and they're making their own decisions, and you thrived off of controlling your kids. I feel like it's never too late to let them go. Like, just let them go. Let them go, let them do what they're doing, and you just be there for support as needed, and don't chime in unless they ask you. I mean, to me, it takes a lot of stress off of you.
It does.
Because if you really release them, then you feel the stress level go down, and that stress is what shortens our lives.
Absolutely. I mean, and releasing doesn't mean, depending on the relationship, that you just don't deal with them at all.
Right.
Releasing means I release the situation. Like, you've got to work through this problem yourself. I'm here if some type of thing happens, but at the end of the day, you got to walk through that door. You got to walk your journey.
Right. I release the need to try to control.
Yes.
I release the need to try to tell you what to do, and trust that you've raised them well enough that they will do the right thing.
And that's viable in any relationship, because a lot of times in intimate relationships with a partner, there's some type of control we're trying to have there, right? I want you to do it the way I want you to do it, when I want you to do it, how I want you to do it, and how I told you to do it, right? It works same way. How we're told, how we're talked to, it works, makes or breaks your relationship at your job a lot of times, right?
That's true.
So learning to communicate in many different factors is huge, because you owe it to yourself. Because I think one of the things, we talk about this sometimes, like at the end of the day, when I close my eyes tonight, I want to be able to say, good day. It's a good day. You made an impact, right?
Right.
If I get a chance tomorrow to wake up and it's another day to do the same thing.
Right.
Live your best.
Because it's never too late. It's never too late if you've been on a job for 20 years and you've been miserable. Think about why you've been miserable. And I always encourage people to do this, because I used to cry at one of my jobs. That's how I knew it was time for me to. My boyfriend at the time was like, he was like, are you crying because you have to go to work tomorrow? I remember I was off for a week. My vacation was up, and I was in the bathroom on Sunday crying. And he's like, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. You just had a week off, and you still don't want to go to work.
That part. That's when you know it's time. It's really time to go. In any situation, right? If I'm stressed out about coming to see you or going to work and it's making me curse every day or whatever it is and take me out of my element and my joy factor, it's time for a shift.
Right.
So do the analysis when you're sitting still, whatever the situation is. If it's causing too much stress, then we need to figure out a different way to deal with it.
Because it's not too late. So don't feel like, oh, I've been here 20 years. I've been doing it like this, even though you're miserable. So I'm not going to say anything. You can switch that. Right. And if you can't switch it by communicating with whoever you got to communicate with for it to get better, then maybe you need to think about where you can go next. What your next move can be.
Trust yourself enough. Trust yourself enough. Know that whatever your higher power is or your spiritual basis is, that spiritual basis is there for a reason to help support you through that. It doesn't mean it might be easy all the time, but making that first step for you and trusting your own intuition or getting in touch with that, if you need to, is that's how you live your dream. You live because then you have no fear, or the fear you change into excitement, or you look at a new possibility. It's like, what is it for me to do?
Right.
There's a lot of things I haven't done yet, and I've done a lot of stuff.
I'm not touching it. Okay, so is it too late? It's never too late.
No.
That's the point of this whole chat.
Absolutely.
It's never too late. We want you guys to stay encouraged. Ignore that.
Mercury retrograde.
We want you guys to stay encouraged. We want you to question yourself a little bit more. Take baby steps.
Yes.
If there's anything physical new you want to do, check with your doctor.
Yes.
Make sure your brain and your body are on one accord, and they agree that you could do whatever that is. Even if you do the same thing physical, but you do it in a different room,
Absolutely.
That's
Ooh.
something. It's never too late to
It's
do
never
something
too late.
different.
It's never too late.
Keep that excitement going. Live your life the way you want to live your life. Now, some people are like, I don't do all that. I like my quiet life. That's fine. That's fine. We're not talking to you. We're talking to we're talking to the person who is not happy or is questioning things, but they're slow to move because they feel like they might be too old to make changes, and they care about what people think as far as making those changes. Like she shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, she should. Don't worry about that. Do what makes you happy. We get one life. Most of us are in the third quarter.
Facts.
And I'm finishing this game strong. I'm finishing this game strong.
That part.
So and I want you guys to finish it strong as well.
So I feel like we're about to close out.
You got the last, unless you don't want to.
No, I can take it. I can.
It's
Mercury retrograde. Help me.
What you want to say?
Anyway, so if you need help with that, you know, that's
Yes.
the kind of things we do. The podcast we do with different groups. Some of the events that we have coming up, and we talked about that last week.
Bring it up. Speak on it.
Zooms, the Sexy Mama. What do we say? I think speak on
May
it.
8th is an international
It's
holiday.
an international holiday.
We're going to bring this. Go ahead. I want to talk about it. I'm glad you said that.
So join when we start sending the links out for the event on May 8th. Join in the Celebrate Life and the Sexy Mamas and how to bring that sexy mama back. And then we have the Who's Your Daddy one, right?
I think it's June 12th. I don't have the dates in front of me.
We'll
I
send it out.
apologize.
But that Zoom series is a space for us to get, to dive in a little deeper, like really examples and get into it, get into the meat of it, right?
Right.
And have some solutions back for yourself. Let's, brainstorm together and I can bring some things to you. Then we got bringing
Sexy
back?
Summer.
Sexy Summer.
I like bringing sexy back though.
Yeah, I know. No, it's okay.
Whatever. Okay, go ahead.
And then I don't know what the last one is.
It's a good one.
It's the free spirit thing.
Are you too old to be a free spirit? That's my
part.
favorite.
That's your favorite?
That's my
your
favorite. Because it kind of speaks to this. Is it too late? Is it too late to change? Is it too late to do something different? Are you too old to be a free spirit? And people talk about you when you're a free spirit after I don't know 30. Facts. You can't be a free spirit no more. You got to be so regimented. You got to be in a box. You got. Oh, I'm sorry.
You went down. We're gonna eat. I gotta go and eat.
I was getting
because I'm about to change. I
just don't like the judgment. I don't like the judgment.
But I'm excited about those Zooms. We have the book release that just came out as well.
You have. Not I have. It's so nice of you to say we though, but not me.
And we have the tour dates we have coming up. So it's a lot of ways we can connect and reconnect and start to unpack those things that we're dealing with. So you can bring that sexy back for yourself, for your partners. And that type of thing. So
especially for yourself. I love it when you do it for yourself.
For yourself.
I do it for myself. If somebody appreciates it, that's great. But I do. And I have a journal coming out. We'll talk about that later. I hope y'all like it.
Yay.
Yeah, I hope you like it. Yay. But that's it.
I think that's it.
Any words of wisdom?
Love yourself enough to change.
Oh. I like that, Mistress Angela.
Thank you.
I think we're going to leave it right there.
I
was going to say something, but I like that.
Thank you.
If you don't know, please know that I love you guys, that I appreciate your support, that I'd love you to show your support by liking and by sharing the videos. Send them to your friends, your cousins, your boyfriends, your husband. Send them. It's not just for women.
Your secret lovers? I don't know.
Send the video, especially if you want somebody to think about making changes. You know, somebody who's stubborn, who's set in their ways, but you really like them, but you just wish they'd do a little bit something different. They gotta do it for themselves. So, and maybe we can motivate them if you share the video.
Them. Spark some conversations, right?
And we can't wait to see you on our Zoom series.
Yes.
Excited about that. Thank you, Mistress Angela, for always being here.
Thank you for having me.
Kicking off the month of April, first Sunday of the month.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys later.
See you in tour season.
Oh, wait. Did you tell them you got to remind people how to see you, how to find you?
Oh, I'm starving. The Wife for Life Tribe on Instagram, website, the Wife for Life, Facebook is the same thing, Wife for Life Tribe, or my personal account, Angela. All those names, Connor, right? All of my many names that I have. So, but if you put in Mistress Angela, it'll pop up in a few different places.
And the Zoom series will also be on About This Aging Thing.
Yes,
it's About This Aging Thing on all the on the platforms that we're on, which is Facebook and Instagram,
YouTube,
and YouTube, of course. Yeah, thank you. About This Aging Thing. We appreciate you guys. Love you.